We got a quest, so we could do this one at some point, but we need to be smart about it because we will probably take some casualties, so we need to do it when we know there's not going to be much going on. So right now we got a rebellion to deal with, and we could do that with Snikch. Yeah, ambush. I think I am going to fight this one manually. You got to be careful because, especially in the early game, you're going to be fighting back to back so many times. So a lot of times it just makes sense to fight it manually to make sure you don't take any casualties and you're ready for the next fight. So I'll be right back. Actually, this one might be kind of interesting. So we're very heavily favored here. I think they're just going to try and run by us. So let's kind of go over how you deal with that. So usually when that happens, you want to load up on the front. And oftentimes makes sense to do both sides. Get as much firepower on them as you can right from the start. And they should just go straight down the center. And then we want to get our caster out here. And then our main lord right out front. Let's get out there. Get these guys in just a little bit. And yeah, we're just going to pound them. And then we'll cast on somebody in the back. Yeah, see, like I said, these guys are just going to run straight past you. It would have been a complete waste if we didn't go like this, because we want to wipe this army out completely. Let's go ahead and... we're going to make sure this guy doesn't get out, though. So let's cast a couple spells on him. Yeah, I think one more, he should be out. We can also just go up and melee him with this guy. So these guys are going to get out if we don't stop them, so let's go ahead and run with them. Yeah, absolutely, the Lord cannot get out. So let's smack him a couple times. Got 134 health. Come on, hit him once. There we go, he's dead. So now we want to turn everybody off. Get everybody on hold fire, and then just pick as many of these guys as you can. Okay, that's it. I'm going to clean this up. So 2 losses, and we just about wiped them out completely. So we got 7 food, and we'll take another 500 gold. We'll probably fight them again, which is, yeah, that's good. And that's actually a strategy you can use sometimes too. If you're doing rebellion farming, sometimes you don't want to, if you don't need the movement speed, it's actually better to let a few units go. Kill the Lord, let a few units go, and then wipe them out. Like this one we can auto-resolve because there's literally nothing left. Yeah, we lost 2 units. And then now, does it make sense to take 165? Probably not. I'd rather have the 2 food. So we get an extra bit of food there. It's kind of min-maxy, but you know, if you're into that thing, it can help. So we're almost to quartermaster. We'll start getting some reduction out of our wages. And then I think for the skills, in terms of spells here, Armor of Darkness, I don't use it that much, but this one can be pretty good because Skaven are traditionally very low armor. So that can help if you know you're going to get hit pretty hard somewhere. Alright, that's pretty much it for there. We need to get into position to attack these guys next. So let's go ahead and force march. Make sure we can get close. We want to stay in friendly territory because we still have a little bit to heal on our heroes. And you can see they have an army here. That's actually really good. When we fight this, it's going to be a tough battle, but we'll at least wipe out the army and a garrison, as opposed to having to come back and chase these guys back and forth. If they, like, if we attack here, they might send the army here to attack. I'd rather just wipe them out. Come here, wipe them out, go there and wipe them out. Kind of straight down the line. Now down here, we need to go take Nongcheng, but we also need to get these guys into position. So let's start moving these guys down, and they'll join us next turn, I guess. Now, the reason I want to push south so fast is because of this. This settlement has a pasture. So pastures produce food. At tier 1, it produces 4 food, and at tier 3, it produces 6. It also gives some casualty replenishment, which can be pretty nice. The other stuff is not that big of a deal. So we want to continue our conquest here. Let's take a quick look before we go in. There's nobody else around, so that's fine. We have 16% movement speed. I don't think that's enough to come back and to sack it and loot it. So we'll just have to loot this one. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do before we fight this. No, nothing else to do. Let's get in there and fight it. So they have a pretty standard garrison. They only have 3 ranged troops, although this is a caster, but she doesn't have the damage spell, so this should be fine. Sometimes they have some pretty nasty spells that can hit you hard, but this one is just support spells, so that's not a big deal. So we just need to make sure we deal with these, and then everything else should be pretty easy. So let's get in there. All right, so we're going to follow a similar setup here. We're going to get these guys moved over so we don't get shot at by the people on the wall. And then we will secure their gates right here. So if they take this, then we're going to get shot at, so we need to secure this. We'll get everybody in position, and then we'll come back. Now you notice we get up the wall, no problem, nobody's here, they're going to shift people over. They will start to build some fortifications. Now this is one that we can just walk through actually, so we can just ignore that. If they have fortifications like a wall or a barricade, whatever, you can hit it before they get there. Sometimes, or a lot of times, you'll be able to take it out, so not a big deal. Let's get everybody moved up. We want to take the wall with our range units. I'll show you the setup in just a sec. And this typically is what they'll do, is they'll try and rush the walls to take you off of it. It's not really that big of a deal. I will summon one down here so that we don't have to deal with quite as many. Oh, and I didn't want him going up, but he's going up. That's fine. It's much safer to fight on the walls than it is to fight down on the bottom, usually. So we will have some people coming up to help. Let's actually get these gutter runners up. And then the archers, the longer range archers, just sit in the back, picking them off the walls. And then our mortars sit right here. If they send some range units, we just pick them off with that. So that's kind of the idea. Let's see what it looks like when we get everybody up here. Now, these runners are actually half decent in melee. They're not great, but they're half decent. But even better, when they're up here, they can shoot sideways, and they just pepper these guys with arrows. So you can see they had 2 groups up here. They're already shattered very quickly. We took almost no losses for it. And then let's go down, get off the wall, and then we'll start shooting them from the top down. When you climb up the ladder, you have to be careful. They don't actually do much when they're at the top. They kind of have this loose formation. You have to put them on either side of the wall. So like right here, we'll put this one right here. This guy we'll put in the back. And then this unit we'll put on the corner here. And then they'll actually have a place to go now. Yeah, like that. So now you can see they spread out nicely. There we go. And then these guys are nice because they actually have the range to shoot at other range units that are shooting at you. So they can be helpful as well. But if, like right now, I'll probably put them on hold fire because we don't need them to loose anything. And then now, if we want to get in here without having to go all the way up here, we can just punch a hole through the wall. Like, yeah, see, we don't need to be on this wall. It doesn't really help that much. So let's get our warp grinders. These guys can actually attack walls. And it doesn't cost them anything. There's no ammunition expended. So I could literally go around and smash every single wall here. And then make it really easy to get in. Alright, so you can see we've got mortars here to deal with anything that tries to shoot at us. We've got warp grinders here. Just grind them into the dust if they come up to attack. We don't need to sacrifice any of our units because we have a Plague Lord that can summon. He's got 5 of them. 2 sets of archers dealing with everybody. And then the heroes we deal with are assassins. So pretty much easy battle. Not much else to cover. I'm going to clean this up. There we go. They got army loss before we even had to move in. Usually, even with bigger sieges than this, like let's say they had a full stack army in here, so like 40 units total, you could probably camp this corner and just keep picking them off. You'd have to toggle this guy on and off to make sure you had enough ammo to use it wisely, but yeah, you could pretty much handle most sieges like that if you're patient enough. I mean, this only took 12 minutes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to run some people down, and then we'll be right back. So we lost 29 units, wiped out just about everybody. There's a little bit of the garrison, but they'll get killed anyways. There we go. 8 food, 1400 gold, and we have to loot and occupy. We don't have enough movement speed. And that's the faction destroyed. That's Jade Custodians. That's enemy number 2 down. So that's 2 factions we wiped out. And it's turn 5. Not too bad. We've got, what, 4, 5, 6, 7 settlements by turn 5 is not too bad. Now we need to worry about these guys. They can be pretty challenging, actually, if they have their armies up. They may not. Yeah, they do have an army up. So we have to be a little bit careful here. The other option, I haven't tested this out, but we could go for a different enemy here. We could try to clean this up this way and then wipe out the Blessed Dread. That might be an interesting one, because one thing that I found when I go this way, Snikch has to go up here and then clean Miao Ying. This army usually comes down here, and then we have to eventually come down, loop around this way, and then backtrack. So we'll have to backtrack over here. So it would be nice to actually wipe these guys out now. We have a non-aggression pact with Blessed Dread, so that we would have to wait 10 turns for if we didn't want to mess up our diplomatic, what do you call it? The reliability. So I think I'm just going to stick to what I was doing. And then we'll hire an extra army here maybe, and then come down and do that. Yeah, I still think that's probably the way to go. But let's finish up the turn. And let's get another assassin on the map. I don't know if I use him in the army or not, but oh, actually, this guy's temporary. He's not a good one, right? Determined. Yeah, this one is actually half decent because he's got sharp claws, charge bonus, and armor piercing, weapon damage increase. So I might actually swap this one out to be a scout or something. Here we go. Combat ass and sharp claws. And then that means this one can swap if we don't want to put him in the army. There we go. He's now a map ass. I think, did I already? Yeah, see, unfortunately I already put the points. Could have waited because we could put some more points into assassination and specialist, but that's all right. You know, I might just put him in the army anyways and then pull him out later. Because this army is not particularly strong like this. We can handle a little bit of a decent army, but if they have like a legendary lord, we will definitely struggle. But if we have 5 or 6 assassins, it shouldn't be a problem. Pretty much any army we come against in the early stages. So let me think about that, and I gotta check a few things. Let's finish this up. Alright, we have our first rebellion that we're not gonna have an army nearby to deal with. So this settlement does not have walls. It has a very weak garrison, so what we need to do to handle these is hire a master assassin to deal with it. We've got 2 decent ones, strong and tough. I think for defensive purposes, strong is probably better because we need more attack damage. Tough, I guess tough would be decent too. Now let's go strong. We'll take the melee attack. And then this one is a tough ass lord. There you go. Just happens to make sense. And then for these guys, we always rush Ancient Cunning and Expert Ambusher for the extra ambush success chance. If you ambush an army near your settlement garrison, they will actually get pulled in even if they're not in the exact circle of influence. Like if they spawn out here, we can still pull them in because it's an ambush. So that's pretty helpful. But that's how we'll handle these small rebellions. If it's a rebellion on a settlement that has walls, then we handle it slightly different. Yeah, see, these other ones are fine. They're not going to rebel. Yeah, and this settlement already has food, so we don't have to build it. We'll just leave that one alone. But yeah, that should be it for turn 5. Let's go and end turn. So starting turn 6, we got that rebellion that popped off, and they decided to besiege us, actually. Interesting. Usually they sit back, and we have to go out and get them, but in this case they attacked us. It says it's a close defeat because our garrison is really, really weak. The thing is, we have 4 Menace Belows, and we have a hero that we can take advantage of. We can kite them around. He's got 40 ammunition, and we usually will kill 2 to 3 per ammunition. So, you know, it's close to 100 kills there. Wipe 1 unit out, and then he's good in melee. So I think we should be fine here. We need to deal with the cavalry, and then probably get the archers in melee, and then we should be good. So let's get in there and fight it. Now, the worst thing we could do is just immediately go into melee. That's not really a good idea. So what we want to do is hide everybody in the bush, in the woods. This guy's back. And like I said, we want to get up front and start harassing. So they do have cavalry. I don't really want the cavalry to charge us, but I don't really have a choice. If you're going to fight cavalry with your foot troops, the best thing you can do is get them into a wood line. So, or get them into some woods, forests, because they have a pretty big penalty fighting there. Doesn't seem like they want to push. So we can kite their range units out a little bit, and you can see we're racking up kills. These guys are, it's basically like a runner. So they have kind of a shorter range, but they can shoot while moving, and they shoot more than one projectile. It's like bowling ball. So, see 17 kills already. Now, our biggest threat right now, I would say, is the cavalry. And the second biggest threat is going to be the front line. Well, probably the enemy hero, but he should be pretty easy once we get rid of his troops. Let's see if we can harass the cavalry. I would much rather kill off some of the cav than their front line.
Spill blood, blood. Seek victim targets.
Yeah, there we go. Take out the cav.
Move like wind, wind.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only going to take like one at a time, so it's going to take a while, but... Okay, so they are actually charging. We need to get back into the wood line. We're not going to make it to that other wood line, so we need to get into one of these. Oh, this is not woods. Crap. Alright, let's go back this way. It looks like they canceled their charge. Like I said, we do have Menace below if we need to, but I don't think we need to use it here. Let's just keep going. Yeah, get back to the woods over here. So we can speed this up. Yeah, it does look like the cavalry are going to push in. So let's get all the way back. And I will probably do a Menace below to deal with this. Actually, can we make it to our other... I don't think we can make it to our other wood line. Let's go ahead and Menace below here. Alright, we got them stuck in. Let's get these guys... Oh, no, they're going to get out. And I hit the wrong button. We just showed ourselves because I hit the wrong button. Alright, that was a huge waste. I don't know how we didn't catch these horsemen. It's weird because when the player has a unit that touches something else, they just immediately get stuck like glue. When the AI does it, they can just ignore you. They bounce off like your rubber or something. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, let's draw them back. We're getting good kills here. We're at 75 kills. We still have more than half our ammunition. So at this pace, we should be able to take out about 150 or one full unit just with this guy. Yeah, let's start drawing them into our troops. And we don't want to take too much damage here on this guy, so we will need to juke. And what we'll do is push up to the edge, but we want to stay in the wood line. Just in case their cavalry come. We'll have an advantage there. And what I'm going to do is charge their archers. And we'll do it with a Menace below. So that we can fix them in place, take them out, we won't have to worry about them. Because you can see they're just gonna pelt our units in the wood line. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go, get in there. And then our range units, oh, they don't have any room. They have like literally no room. And they're charging our hero? Okay, that's fine. What we can do is take advantage of it by surrounding these guys. Or this one unit over here. We'll keep 3 back so we can fix them in place. So that archer unit is pretty much dead. Alright, they are seemingly going to leave us alone, so I'm gonna leave them alone as well. Let's just keep pivoting down here. Let's get a full surround on these guys. There we go, full surround, and they're going to let us pick off their cavalry. That's perfect. We have archer units down. We have another Menace below. Let's get it on their other archer unit. These ones are going to disintegrate. That's fine. Let's get over there. Yeah, perfect Menace below. We'll be right in the thick of the action.
Guide us, Horned One. Good, Master. Dance through shadow.
Archers can get in. Let's actually pick off their hero. If we kill him, it's going to reduce their morale to almost nothing. There we go. That guy's fleeing. Now, the mistake would be to have everybody attack this guy. We only want one unit to attack. The rest need to come over here. Alright, here we go. Where are we going to get the best value? Probably these guys on the edge. Alright, there we go. You guys get over there. These guys are chasing. And their line's collapsing. Yeah, close to defeat? I don't think so. Let's get another menace below. We need to chase this hero. I really don't want him to get out, so let's keep going. Alright, get in there, get stuck in. Now they're completely surrounded. Yeah, we need to get this guy out. One thing you can do if your hero's stuck, this one's pretty bad, but you can wiggle back and forth like this, so just keep clicking back and forth. Yeah, they're not going to let us out, so we just need to fight our way out, but yeah, I'll try to find a better example of that. This guy's not really doing that much. Let's go attack the hero, or the lord. We've got 2 spear units. Always make sure you're using the right unit to counter. So these guys are good against anti-large and single unit entities. So spears are going to be the right call here. There's a unit that broke. We don't want them to get out for free. So we break off one unit to chase. Yeah, and that basically keeps them running the whole time. So these guys almost have morale to come back, but because we're on their tail, they will not come back. And we'll continue to whittle their numbers down. Okay, they are pretty much out of units now. Let's deal with their archers. But we need another unit to chase these spears. Chase these archers. And then, yeah, here we go. Enemy lord, or our lord needs to get in there and deal with this guy. Archers are countering their archers, and that's it. That should be it. They've got... Yeah, they've got nothing left. Alright, I'm going to clean this up, but that's... Yeah, so... I'm going to say, I would very rarely rely on the auto-resolve to tell you whether it's a good battle or not. They undervalue how good the player can be if you micromanage, so... Anyways, let's clean it up. We got a heroic victory out of that. Yeah, actually our garrison barely took any losses either. Most of it was on the clan rat summons. So not bad. And we got almost 200 kills with our hero. So like I said, pretty reliable. You can easily get 200 each time. And that's going to pay us 840 plus 360, so about 1200, and 5 food. Where do we take the food? Shoot, 360 is not that much. It's kind of on that cusp. Yeah, we are bleeding 1500 per turn, so let's take the money. And it actually didn't finish him off. We have to fight him again. Let's see if it'll give us an auto-resolve win. Yeah, see, even just him by himself, it gives us a decisive victory auto-resolve. Now this one, for sure, we're going to take the food. So, an extra 2 food on top. And then one thing we want to do with these guys is get them up to level 10, because a lot of the Eshin actions that we want to take, our agents need to be level 10 or higher. So we'll get these guys up to 5 and 10 are the thresholds. So they have the lowest ones you can do at level 1. The second tier is level 5 and up. And the third is 10 and up, I believe. 10 or 12, something like that. Now, as soon as you're done with this guy, you need to fire him, because right now our supply lines are increased. If we fire him, it'll probably reduce by 4, maybe 4 to 500. We're going to go from 1500 down to 11. Yeah, so about 400. Makes a pretty big difference. Now, we also have another available scheme. I'm tempted to save it, actually, because we might be able to upgrade. So I didn't go over this yet, but under the Eshin actions, there's the Knight Lord's say-so. So by giving up a little bit of food, you can send Snikch off for 2 turns, and it increases the available schemes that you have. So right now we can only do level 1 schemes, 2, 3, all the way up through 5, right? The one that we want to get to is level 3, and we want to get there as soon as we can so that we can do this overthrow layer. So, yeah, I'm going to hold off on doing this. If we don't have a good opportunity, then we'll probably just burglarize or steal or something. But, yeah, ideally, we don't want to use any of these because they're just not worth it. I mean, it's better than wasting it, but ideally, we want to get down to where we have a cooldown of, say, 15 turns. And then these take 5 turns per, so every 15 turns we can get a new settlement. A fully upgraded one at a different part of the map, so we can spawn armies and expand in multiple locations. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll save that up. We need to go to war with these guys and take on this big army. So the Jaggedhorn tribe, they're going to be the ones that'll pay us for attacking them. Here we go. And they will pay us almost 500. That's fine. It's like half a turn's worth of wages for us. Now this army, like I said, it shouldn't be too bad. It's a big fight because they have a lot of units, and they even have a little bit of a garrison there, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then also, let me double check. We do not have movement speed to sack it. Alright, so I gotta remember that afterwards. So what are we looking at? 5 units of archers and 1 cav. The rest don't really matter too much. And then the garrison, 2 more archers. Yeah, that's a lot of archers. But I think we have the right army composition to deal with this. Now against these guys, the only threats they have 1 unit of cav and then the archers. The cavalry we should be able to deal with just because by sheer volume of units that we have, 1 unit of cav is just not going to do anything. The archers are going to be a problem though. So what we probably want to do is pick them off with Snikch and our sorcerer if we can. Get back there and harass them. And all the while we're doing a staggered retreat against these guys. So what we'll probably end up doing is... yeah, we need to make sure that we are setting up a position where we have room to move. Usually, like if we have a really good defensive army, like the Grand Cathay is really good stationary. So you pick a spot, you fortify it, and then you don't move. The Skaven for this specific army is the opposite. We cannot get boxed into a corner or we'll be in really big trouble. So what we'll probably do... yeah, let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll get Snikch in there, and like I said, we'll throw him in and try and get a couple units grouped up, and then he can start using his nuke. We'll blast the archers with this guy. And then our longer range units can just sit here and pick at people. And then our runners can be up there in the front. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start, shove them up, get this guy up here, and get a nuke. I don't see archers, so we're just going to shoot it at whatever we can shoot at. And then Snikch, if we can, we'll shove him into these archers right here. Because they have a lot of melee here, but if we can get at their range... oh, look at that. This is going to be good. Look at that. Whirling Blade. Let's see how many kills. Almost 100. Over 100. Alright, but we can't get locked into combat right here, so let's pull these guys back. Yeah, we already killed 2 full units. We're going to fall back. Let's move this way because they're going to have cav on us. And we're going to countercharge the cav. That's actually a really good idea. If it's a weak cavalry unit, countercharge them, wipe them out with ranged missiles, and then back up when you can. Alright, Snikch is still back there. Oh, get over there on these guys if you can. And then let's start throwing some missiles with our caster. Yeah, see, the cav are already done. They didn't really do that much damage. If we were to run... who took... yeah, see, they did take some damage. If we were to run right off the bat... oh, actually, hang on. We need to set up a really far back line because they're really close to us. So we need to stagger our fallback here. That enemy lord is just going to get wiped out right now. Just straight up wiped out. Here we go. Yeah, I was not expecting him to do that, but it saves us the hassle because he can do quite a bit of damage to Snikch if you don't have something to occupy their melee. Yeah, assassins are great at wiping people out, but they're not great at 1v1ing. So they need to have the enemy occupied by something else first. But yeah, this is looking really strong. So their front line is absorbed. Oops. Let's get these guys... we can get a few volleys off, and then we need to slide over. because we can't back up anymore this way. Let's go forward. Yep, they're done. We're going to get a few more volleys off. We're still in there with that ranged unit. That's good. Yeah, these guys are getting hammered, man. Alright, they're going to start opening up on our line, though, so we need to back up. And then these guys need to just get out. Back, back, back. And at this point, we're not really trying to fight and retreat. We're just trying to straight up retreat. We do need to keep slinging some spells this guy's way. So we'll set up a better line down here. And there's their cav again. Frickin' cavalry, man. Alright, they're all the way dead. Just get everybody out so they don't cut us off. If they're gonna cut us off, we could countercharge here. Let's just countercharge, get them to stop. It's better to have one unit get stuck than have 5 or 6 units get stuck. And these guys are almost out of ammo anyways, so it doesn't matter. And then once they're mostly past, we can just move them out. We'll take like 5 or 10 extra losses. But it's better than losing half your army. Alright, now we need to unfurl here. Let's get set up. Alright, how we doing over here? These guys are still... Oh, yeah. We need to get another swirly wind. There we go. That's going to completely wipe these guys out. That's 300 kills almost. Alright, perfect. Alright, now our line should be able to hold here. We still have some room to fall back, but we can fight here. We're not going to get sandwiched up into the mountain. And one of our... Oh, what is this guy doing? Some units got stuck back here. Interesting. Alright, we'll have to leave him.
My blade slice awaits.
Alright, we're still trying to micromanage our lord. Here we go. Come on, start shooting. Get these guys out of here. Now, they still have some ranged units, so we do have to be careful here. We need to clear out these melee troops first. Let's go ahead and fall back again. There we go. They broke as soon as they touched. And then how are we doing over here again? Oh man, they caught our wizard. 20 seconds, we'll wipe all 3 of these units out. Let's actually just get him in there with Snikch. Alright, perfect. And then these guys, I don't know what they're doing over here. They ran at 119 units, so they lost a single unit and then ran. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Alright, here we go. It's time to make our stand, I think. So their range units, for whatever reason, will be able to outshoot ours, even though we have the same range. So we're going to push them up just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and swallow everybody whole that we can. Swallow them whole, boys. There we go. Half their line's breaking. The other half is going to get shot up pretty badly here. So let's go ahead and get some concentrated fire right in this back. Oh yeah, look at that. They're breaking. They're going to hold in some spots, but overall they're going to get smashed. Yep, here we go. And then we can get some... Actually, no, let's just get out. These guys are about to break too, even though they should be holding, but the rest of their army is not. And so, yeah, they're having a bad day. Alright, let's get these guys out. There we go. That's actually a wrap. Let's get a few more nukes. And then we need to do some serious chasing down here. So let's start distributing.
Our tail's yours. Our tail's yours.
Oh, we need to get everybody on hold fire so we don't friendly fire here. Let's do that. Okay, yeah, this is probably not that interesting. I'm going to finish it up. And the AI says close victory. I don't think I agree with that. We lost 134 troops and almost no health on our heroes and lords, and we wiped out 24, almost 2,500 units. So yeah, close victory. All right. Gotta love it. But anyways, that's a lord wiped out. That's their army wiped out. The settlement will take, yeah, 14 food. That's pretty good. And then, like I said, we can't sack. We'll just have to occupy. And then we unlock our first regiment of renown. Mostly, we'll use these guys as reserves if we need to do like an emergency defense. But once in a while, I will build an army with them. Just kind of depends on what we're up against. As of right now, I don't foresee needing them. But yeah, let's start unlocking quartermaster perks. And then... Alright, let's finish a few more things. And then we're still destroying all the buildings and replacing them with the assassin layer thing. I think it's probably safe to get rid of Snikch for now. So typically what I will do, when you're going to do the Night Lord say-so, always do it at the end of their turn, because that counts as one turn, so they're gone for 2 turns. Always do it after they've done something like winning a battle, winning a siege, whatever. So really you're only out 1 turn, because you already used him for the turn that he goes, and it already counts. So like right now, if we send him, he needs to be level 5, and it's going to cost us 10 food, which we have plenty of. So we'll confirm. Get him out. We need to replace him with somebody. Do we have anybody that's free? Because we are broke. Well, not broke, but we're going to be broke if we spend all our money. I don't see anybody. We don't want to use any of our assassins. We need to save them because they are much better at defense. So what we'll probably do is just put a disciplined Plague Lord. I think that's a pretty good one. So he'll run this army just for 2 turns. Now down here in the south, we still need these guys to join up, but we need our movement range. We'll probably join them next turn. Let's do a little bit of scouting and see. We're going to go to war with these guys next. They have a small army here. We can scout that out. These guys can come down here, and we can join him next turn for an actual battle. There we go. So there's one army there. I don't know if there's an army down here, but we'll have to assume there is. Right, what we'll do is move into their territory. We don't really need healing, so let's just go. We're not going to declare war just yet. We will go raiding, actually. Yeah, let's go raiding. It'll be in their territory. And then from here, next turn we should have, let's see, 70%. Yeah, we should have enough movement speed to get there next turn. So I'm going to raid. So raiding is kind of interesting because for the Skaven, it actually gives food. So we'll get 3 food out of it, a little bit of income. I don't really care about the income though. But most importantly, it's the food generated. So that's really nice. And then we'll be close enough we can just join the army with these 2 guys, or I don't know, one of these. And then what we need to do is have a second army down here, because he's not going to be able to bounce back and forth all on his own. Unfortunately, we don't have a recruitment building in this one. We do have one here though. So we'll hire an army here. Let's just double check and make sure. Do we have a rebellion popping up anywhere soon? No, so we can hire one of the assassins without worrying about it too much. So we've got Warpstone Hoarder, that's not good. Tough, I guess, is okay. Don't really like those too much, actually. The Plague, we just hired one. Let me think about this for a second. Even though Tough is not the best for this type of hero, or this type of lord, I think it's still better than nothing. So let's go, we'll go ambush, success chance. And oh man, it's gonna hurt. We're already negative 1600 and it's gonna get way worse because we're gonna hire a bunch. So there we go. We're gonna go negative 2200, 2300 next turn. So that pretty much handles next turn. I think what we'll do is... it depends if this guy hires more troops, then we will probably have to hire a full stack. Yeah, we might have to spend a turn or 2 recruiting, and then we'll come down here to defend when this guy tries to attack, and then we'll counter push. So next turn we can take Shyama's Rest. 2 turns we can take this for sure. 3 and 4 to take this. 5 and 6. 7 and 8. So by 8 turns, we'll have all of their settlements if everything goes to plan. We just need to have something here to defend a little bit at least. Maybe we won't go for a full stack. Maybe we just do a little bit, throw them in to help defend with the garrison. That could potentially work. They don't have a big army. Also, we did complete that building, the bell, whatever. This one unlocks this tech, which gives us +1 food, so we definitely want to take that. We'll pause our tech for just a second. Delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And then we will rebuild something more useful there next turn. And we don't have enough money to spend on this, but I kind of want to do it. Yeah, I think... No, I think we need to save. Yeah, we should probably save. It's going to be 2 turns before we fight with this army, so that's no income in between, and then 4 turns to get another fight. So we're just not going to be making that much money with Snikch's army. Our best chance is here if we can make 3 or 4 grand fighting this. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it here. You know what we could do to raise some funds is declare war on people. So this guy's at war with Goldtooth. That'll give us 1,200. That's fine. Goldtooth is kind of close by, so I'm a little wary about that. But he usually likes us, and so we should be able to sue for peace with him at some point. And then we'll be able to ally him at that point. Or not ally, but we'll get a trade agreement stuff if we need it. We could go to war with the Burning Wind Nomads. They're pretty far south. Let's see how much they're willing to pay for it. Actually, there's 2 rebel factions. It's hardly anything. That's not even worth it. So, yeah, there's nobody else. So I think, yep, we don't want any Diplo relations with anybody else. So that's pretty much it. Let's see if there's any other... No, we have max assassins. So yeah, we're pretty much good. That's it for turn 6.